This is the energy report for today, April the 22nd of 2025. It is the 2-2, which is the 4 of April, 2-2 portal day. Now, portal days are of aligning into a fated timeline, meaning of 2222 is a phase of spiritual growth. And these are things in your life trying to align to balance, harmony, staying calm, grounded, trusting your path and journey, manifestation, power, and the importance of building loving relationships and teamwork. This is Catherine of Activating Atlantis Quantum Healing. Thank you for joining me. Now let's get back to this meaning of this powerful gateway day of alignments. Now these portal days happen to help you know what's next on the list towards manifesting your best life and desired timeline. Now, many of you are feeling confused after the Easter portal day on April the 20th. Now, this energy was of transition, transformation, and personal destiny is still upon us, making today's 2222 portal even more powerful. Because on April the 20th, a powerful Stargate opened up, merging 4 timelines, okay? You're going to hear me turn the page. I had to make notes for all this. So now these timelines are of, well, the first one being of the year 2 BC. Well, in late spring, I'm going to say late spring, early summer, on or before June. Now, this was around the time that Jesus was born. And this is according to the astronomical events that match biblical references. And the other timeline was ancient Rome in 45 BC. And this was during the reign of Julius Caesar. This was the creation of the Julian calendar. The third timeline is the 16th century during the papacy of Pope Gregory XIII. And this was the creation of the Gregorian calendar. And then now to the 4th timeline, which is us right now in the present. And it was of April the 20th, 2025, which was Easter, okay? Now, the huge significance that all of these timelines carry together is very eye-opening, and third eye-opening, literally, because in 2 BC, Jesus, the Ascended Master, was born, being the example of the enlightened journey that we, the awakened, experience. And Jesus awakened to the corruption and the slave mind control that his society was using to divide the people. Sound familiar? So he left his village and began his vision quest for the truth. And he studied as a Buddhist. He studied with the Buddhist monks, and he became enlightened. And this was the gap. There's a time during Jesus's life that wasn't documented, right? And well, wasn't put into the Bible. It was documented. And this was his life between the ages of 12 and 30. And this is where he became ISSA the prophet. So during this time, he went to India, learned yoga, meditation, Buddhism, Hinduism, and where he practiced together all of these until the he was practicing all of this to go within in his quest to know the truths. Because where he was living, where he was born, there was a division amongst the people. And he knew that that was not the way. He knew that that was not the light. And when I say sound familiar, that's what's happening now. All right. So along with these timelines matching up, or aligning, right, cycles within the beliefs of humanity, these timelines are closing, which means that these cycles of the false narrative are falling apart. And if you want validation, of course, go to your media, watch your news channels. If you want validation of a global awakening, get on social media platforms, because people are turning within for their personal guidance from within in their soul source energy. And in doing this, awakened souls are remembering how to use their healing abilities that have been asleep throughout the 3D, through the 3D matrix takeover. Okay, our abilities have been asleep, been under a spell. And this happened after Jesus' execution. Now look, we've been living the life of persecution like Jesus since then. And he was a yogi, a Babaji, a Reiki master, and a Buddha. And he wasn't what Christianity made him out to be. Out of their control and creation of, of the slave mind. So one side created the Julian calendar and another created the Gregorian calendar. And during Easter, both calendars matched up to the day on April the 20th of 2025. So I'm talking about this because, like I said, we are still in the energy of it. And whatever we are experiencing today of this 2222 portal is being affected, is all about what happened on Easter, on April the 20th. Okay? So, being the biggest validation of unity consciousness winning, okay, the light has already won. And the world is needing to break free from control societal beliefs and catch up to this paradigm shift that began with and ended with the Ascended Master, Jesus, known as ISSA in Eastern philosophy. Okay, so I'm going to reference a book that's called The Unknown Life of Christ, and it's by Nicolas Notovitch. The book is about his findings through the documentations of the Tibetan monks that Jesus spent years there, learning meditation. He was a student and a teacher, of the Indian sages, and he was an Indian sage. He was considered a Buddha as well. So, and that's where he became the Reiki master, learning how to meditate, knowing about the chakras, knowing about all of that, because those of y'all are knowing anything about Jesus, his family, they were agnostic. Okay, so yeah, that they lean towards that anyway, towards soul source. So, and remember, religions, they're man-made to fit. Now, go Eastern, those are philosophies. Okay, West, right? These religions are, man-made. And then you have the others that are, gosh, I don't want to chop all this up, but you know, then you go to areas like, you know, Iraq and all those areas, and yeah, that's all ego. These are just religions that are made out of man's ego for control, for their narcissistic control. That's it. All right, so back to this. So this 222 portal is a Stargate, and it's bringing us the upgrades to our own abilities and guiding us on our own vision quests. So we are starseeds in our abilities to heal ourselves and to teach others. And what sets us apart is the trained beliefs of the slave mind. This makes you feel stuck, not good enough. It's what the spell from the dark ones want you to think. So again, 222 is telling you to wake up already and stop being sad, moody, and depressed. Your life is an example of the resilience against all odds, not to mention the ability to manifest what you are wanting to experience. So here is some some affirmation work. Asking these: who are you? What are you doing? And why are you here? Answering these questions for yourself, and being guided towards enlightenment that's how you're going to use these questions. Okay, I'm also going to be using these questions in a future video. Now, all right, I want to thank you again for joining me. If you would like a personal spirit session reading, then my info will be in the description box below. Remember to stay high vibe and always do what makes you happy. Bye, darling.